All right, high rollers, really looking forward to our chat today, all the way from the Emerald Isle. This guy is currently ranked number 44 in the world, but I can't imagine he'll be staying there for long. He is a quality player, folks. I think he will be climbing the ranks. Just 24, he's already made quite a name for himself on the PDC, earned his tour card last year, then reached the last 16 at the Grand Slam, was beaten by world number 1 Michael van Gerwen. Earlier this year, he reached the final of the Dutch Darts Masters. MvG got him again, and now he's prepping for the World Grand Prix, and guess who he's drawn? Ireland. Steve Lennon is with us. Steve, welcome to the show, man. Thanks for being our high roller today.
No problem at all.
Listen, Rod Harrington put his hand into the bag, first ball drawn yesterday to play the number 1 seed at the World Grand Prix, Michael van Gerwen. Number 27, Steve Lennon. Were you watching the draw? And if not, where were you when you found out? And what was going through your mind when you did find out?
Well, I didn't actually see the draw live. I didn't actually know it was on at the time. I was just getting off a flight. I just took my phone off airplane mode. And I just had a few missed calls and everyone saying to me, what do you think of the draw? So before I got a chance to look at the draw redone, there was already posts online of who was playing. So I didn't really get time to process it at the time. But obviously, everyone wants better draws than getting Michael van Gerwen, but it's probably a good time to get him in a short format of the first round of this. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're looking forward. We only have to look back at the match play. Upsets do happen. Jeffrey Desvaughn knocked him out in the first round. How are you approaching a match of this magnitude? I mean, it's a major tournament. Best player in the world, your opponent. It's in Ireland. I mean, from a psychological standpoint alone, is this all about belief for you? Belief that you can actually win this match?
Yeah, well, like obviously the format being double start, it's kind of a leveler of a game. It's always going to be different. And with the short format as well, once you can just start off properly in a match on a double start, then you're in for a good chance. There's no real favourites when it comes to them type of games.
Yeah, Rod Harrington in the draw said it's the toughest tournament to win because of the double in. It gives the underdogs confidence as the match moves along. How important is that double at the beginning? Is there just as much pressure on it as the one at the end of the game? I mean, I imagine the end of the game is more pressure, but you got to get going right.
Yeah, well, I like the format now, but I think it's better not to think about starting double. Like obviously, you have 3 darts in your hands, so it's not the end of the world if you miss the first dart. But obviously you want to start off straight away within the first 3 darts, especially if it's your throw first.
Yeah, against throw, if your opponent misses, it's really important to jump on it right away. That's a big opportunity when it's double in.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if they miss, you have to take full advantage of it, especially against Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah, of course, against MvG. It's in Ireland. I mean, the home crowd's going to be with you. It can be done. I'm just wondering what the feeling and what the sense is on stage when you're playing a guy of MvG's magnitude. I mean, obviously, he brings constant pressure with the huge scoring. The skill level is off the charts. Just the persona, it's got to be intimidating.
Yeah, well, I think the first time I played him, that was the Grand Slam of Darts last year. That was very, very intimidating because it was the first time I ever played him, and it happened to be in a TV major. But since I've got to play him a few more times since then, you kind of get used to it. So I try not to treat it any differently than any other player. But obviously, being in Ireland, obviously, to that extra pressure. But I'm kind of really looking forward to it now.
When you think of the standard of darts on the PDC right now, look at the Joe Cullen, Gary Anderson match, the Menser Sulovic, Gary Anderson match at the match play. I mean, right now, the standard is so high, you got to concentrate on your own game, really, not worry about what your opponent is doing. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true. Because there's so many people having 100-plus averages so often, especially even on the floor tournaments. So, yeah, you have to always be on the top of your game and focus on what you're doing rather than what someone else is doing.
Is it a frustrating thing when you're trying to climb the ranks and, darts is a game of millimeters? You work so hard, you play well all weekend long, let's say at one of the Players' Championships or the Euro Tours, and then it comes down to one leg and it's just a millimeter. I mean, how do you rebound from something like that as you attempt week in, week out to climb the ranks on the PDC?
I try not to think about it too much. Obviously, if I make a mistake, I'll try and learn and kind of move on from that. But if you played your best game and you didn't do good enough, you just have to just move on. But if you knew you made mistakes, you just make sure the moment you finish that game, you go back and work on it.
Well, I got to say, I really like your temperament on stage. I get the sense that you're a competitive guy, but your exterior is calm and cool when you're playing. Is that about right?
Yeah, what I'm feeling inside is always different to what I show. Times I'm nervous, but I, I don't know. It's just I prefer just staying relaxed and calm as much as I can.
Well, I'll tell you what, you really got a good action. I rewatched the final with Michael at the Dutch Darts Masters in Zwolle this morning. One thing I noticed, when he hit the double to make it 6-2 and was kind of running away with it in a race to 8, you just carried on, man. You opened up the ninth leg with a maximum, and you actually won 3 of the next 5 to make it competitive. I mean, that's a nice trait to have.
Yeah, I think that was the thing at the stage of the game. I kind of realised it was starting to. I didn't want to be kind of demolished. I was trying to make it look a bit more respectable at that stage. But then at that stage, I think I kind of started to relax because I kind of knew he was basically the favourite. He was going to destroy me if I didn't do anything good. So kind of just relaxed more and ended up playing my best game from then on, really.
Well, you've been playing some good darts this year. You know, Rob Cross withdrew that weekend, gave you a bye, but you took full advantage of it. Breaks like that happen on the PDC. I mean, I gotta feel you must believe you're on the verge of something bigger, you know, with all the Players' Championships, all your stage experience now on the Euro Tour, that on any given Sunday, a little break here or there, and it could be your time.
Yeah, because times I've been playing Players' Championship events, and I've been consistently playing really well each game, and as each stage of the tournament goes on, but then I end up just faltering, or I do some mistakes, and that always costs me. I just need to, for them Players' Championships and stuff, it's all about being as consistent as we can for each game they're playing. Like, once you can do that, anything is possible. We just need to learn to build on my consistency a bit more.
Now, one more question about MvG, the pressure he brings. I mentioned the huge scoring power. His presence, I mean, do you feel comfortable up there on stage with him? Are you getting more comfortable with each time you play him?
Yeah, I feel a bit more comfortable. Obviously, it'd be nicer to beat him this time. I've now four losses, but yeah, you're kind of getting used to it now, yeah.
Yeah, you've played him 4 times in 4 months this year. I'll tell you what, you beat Michael in the first round of the Grand Prix. You're going to make a lot of people happy, the players especially, a lot of fans. You're going to be the talk of the town. I mean, this is a big chance for you, my man.
Yeah, hopefully. Anyway, it'll all come down to on the day, but hopefully I can do it.
Well, it's great to have it in Ireland. It's going to be a great show. I'm really looking forward to that. I'll tell you what, I was impressed with you and Willie O'Connor at the World Cup. You guys put up a good fight. How is the pressure different in an event like that when you're representing your country? By the way, what's it like to represent your country? That's got to feel good.
Yeah, it was actually one of the best times I felt on stage. Obviously, it was different because myself and Willie had never played doubles together. It was not known how each of us were going to play. I thought we actually played quite well. It happened to be that Dimitri Vandenberg kind of just went on a serious roll for the last few legs, but it was a good experience. Hopefully next year, if I'm in it next year, we can do better.
Well, absolutely. You guys did play well, and you're right. You ran into a very hot Dimitri Vandenberg, a one-man wrecking crew that weekend. I mean, that guy, we talked about the talent on the PDC. There's case in point. So the pressure, you know, when you're playing singles, it's all on you, but when you've got a partner, it's different. But you say you felt more comfortable playing there.
Yeah, I felt a lot more comfortable. I suppose because, you know, you're not on your own. I don't know, it's hard to really explain.
All right, well, let's talk about Willie, because first of all, that 170 finish, where do you think that would have ranked all time if he would have nailed the bullseye? I mean, you look to the heavens, it was that close. I mean, what a moment and what a shot that would have been.
Yeah, it would have been definitely the best moment ever. Anything would have been possible, obviously, if he hit that, because then obviously the format changes. You would have been playing singles as well as doubles. I think we were both playing quite well at the time, so it would have been really special.
Yeah, it would have been special indeed. Can you give me a sense of the qualifiers on the European Tour? I mean, we see it from the time the qualifiers play on stage, but what happens behind the scenes? How much darts are you playing before you actually get on stage?
I'm not sure about the other one, like the European qualifiers or any of them, because I know I played the UK, the one in the UK. I've been seeded the last good few ones this year, so most times it's around 2 or 3 games you should play to qualify, or 2 or 3 games to win to qualify, and the standard is actually like ridiculous, really tough. Kind of the same atmosphere as the Players' Championships, obviously, but you don't get any reward if you win 2 games and lose out in your last game. So there's that extra pressure on the qualifying match over anything else.
Yeah, I was even told about PDC qualifying school, Q school. I mean, the pressure there is immense too, and the number of 140s and 180s in that room on that day is just incredible. I mean, so many good players these days.
Yeah, Q school is not somewhere I'd ever like to be back to again. But very tough there.
Ireland has got a great crew of dart players right now and some great nicknames too. I want to kind of put you on the spot here. You've got Brendan the History Maker Dolan. You've got the Clono Cyclone Mickey Mansell, William the Magpie O'Connor, Mick the Magnet McGowan, Super Chin Daryl Gurney, and Kevin the Iron Man Burness. Which one of those names do you like the best?
Oh God. Oh God, I don't know actually.
I'll tell you what, you got to have some kind of self-confidence to call yourself Super Chin, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's probably the funniest nickname I'd say, maybe.
Now, what about you? Have you given any thought to a nickname? Is it something that's important to you, or you just don't care?
At the moment, don't really care. I think nicknames are more for like the top players. I think in time, eventually, I maybe have one, but at the moment, it's not going to help my darts in any way, really.
Well, I'll tell you what, in some of the darts updates I've done, I've called you Locked and Loaded Lennon, and I think that's a good name. So keep that in mind when you get to that point, and I know you will. I know you will, because you're climbing the ranks, you're a good player, you got nice solid action, and I just see it, man. I have this sense that you're going to break through here soon. We're not too far away from the World Championships. Do you set goals leading into that? I mean, do you just soak up the experience, or have you got something in mind as you approach it, like the practice schedule, things like that?
Yeah, kind of take each tournament as it comes along. Like obviously the Grand Prix, well, obviously first will be the Players' Championships and the last European qualifier. The most thing I'll be thinking of. I just do it each tournament as it goes along. But obviously, I'd like to have some sort of TV match wins under my belt before playing the World Championships for the extra experience. Would be the main aim.
Well, I'll tell you what, Steve. I really appreciate your time. I wish you luck. I'm a big fan of yours. Root for you when you're playing.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you what, you're going to make a lot of players happy if you beat MvG in the first round. And I think you've got it in you. So good luck, man. Continued success.
Okay, thank you, William. Thank you.